Feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Central Pennsylvania Shrimp Tank, brought to you from our temporary studio here in Dillsburg, yes, the metropolis of Dillsburg, Pennsylvania. I'm your host today, Nathan Imboden, and make sure to go to our website to catch a replay of all these broadcasts at shrimptankpodcast.com/Central PA. Also, like our Facebook page, The Central PA Shrimp Tank, and find us anywhere you love podcasts, The Central PA Shrimp Tank. Click that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all of the interviews we do with our amazing entrepreneurs right here in Central PA. And we're continuing our series right now because of the situation we're in Pennsylvania, called In the Crosshairs of Corona. And today we have an incredible guest, a returning guest who we had on before all this went down, Tracy Salinger of Unique Limousine, fantastic business owner, innovator. She had a great story. If you didn't catch it the first time around, go to our website and listen to her full podcast where we learned a lot more about how she got into the business. Great story with how the family business started. Just go check it out. Mark my words, you'll be a well-invested use of your time. But we're going to have here today to talk about what these shutdowns have done to her business, particularly a business that thrives on, well, transporting people. I mean, that's what Unique Limousine does. They have chauffeurs who take people from one place to the next. It's a great experience. And that's going through some challenging times right now. So we're going to let her talk about that and not me, because she's the expert. So without further ado, Tracy, why don't you come on the show and say hello? How you doing?
Hi, Nathan. Thanks for having me today.
Welcome back. And by the way, those of you at home who are watching, we got a cool intro to some of the art in her house. Awesome pieces. Do you want to touch on the one that's behind your left shoulder?
That is entitled Perfection. That is by our favorite artist, Marcus Pearson. He's actually
Awesome.
Out of Kansas City.
Oh, cool. Very
Yeah,
cool.
really great guy. We've got the entire room is in his art, and then also in the dining room and foyer.
Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. Well, why don't you just give us a little bit of a background, Tracy, of the business prior to the middle of March. Things were kind of humming along as normal. Yeah, the crisis was out there. We knew about the infections. It was making its way to the United States, but we hadn't really gone through any drastic measures. And then, boom, the shutdowns hit. Talk us through life before and then what life looked like at that time.
We were starting off with a great 2020. We had chosen some great directions that we wanted to start steering the ship into. And we were pumped. We were excited.
Yeah.
2020 is going to be our year.
Yeah.
So the end of February, I went out to Las Vegas for an industry convention, and we were laughing about this beer virus.
Yeah.
That's what we were laughing at it, calling it. And we got home, and, I was home a few days, and then Monday, March 9th, in the morning, I actually interviewed a lady because we wanted to bring her on into our office. And then Monday afternoon, we went 100 miles an hour right off the cliff.
Yeah.
We just started getting the phone calls right after lunch. Cancel, 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 cancel.
Yeah.
By the end of the day, 80% of our book was canceled. By the end of the week, 99% was canceled. Wow. So we were actually one of the first industries hit hard because people were starting to get uncomfortable. So I'm not going to travel.
Right.
But companies said, no more travel. And the bulk of our work is corporate travel.
Yeah.
No more vacations.
Mm-hmm.
So literally off the cliff without a warning. And through that week, I said to my team, look, I said, we're going to be experiencing some temporary layoffs. I said, I don't know how this is going to look. I said, I'm hoping it's just going to be partial. So, we came up, we kept talking Monday the 16th and in the morning. I really need to stop talking with people Monday mornings. And,
yeah. Sounds like it. Yeah.
Yeah. So my whole team was together. we had a plan, what we were going to do. We were going to stagger hours, that type of thing. And then the governor came out and said basically he was closing the state. That changed everything. And that afternoon, I laid off my entire team.
Whew. So how many did you have? How many were on your team before that you then had to lay off?
In the office, 10.
Okay.
Yeah. And, you know, I have a bookkeeper that comes in Tuesday and Thursday nights. That's
Okay.
it.
To keep, yeah. So did you try to go through the waiver process, or was when you looked at go ahead, I'm sorry.
We are considered an essential business. However, when no one's allowed to travel, where are we going to take them?
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Maybe just around the block. I mean, you just.
Oh yeah. Because at that point,
rides.
you know, you're losing your job.
Right.
And of course you want to just, you know, go out to eat if you can go out to eat, or go through a drive-through.
Yeah.
You know, and our hands are tied.
Yeah. So, all right. You're an essential business, but can't really, not that you can't work, but in a way you can't work because people are told they shouldn't travel. They have to stay home. They should do all this stuff. Did you go through the PPP process to try to figure out how you could keep paying employees, or did you just say, well, look, we have to lay them off. We can't bring them back to work because there's nothing for them to do. So do you mind talking about that a little bit?
No problem at all. We actually are in the midst of our PPP payments right now.
Okay.
It's one of those, you know, payroll, it's money in, money out.
Right.
You know, are they on unemployment, or are they getting PPP money?
Right.
My people are fine. They're doing good. However, what has been helpful though is that other 25% to help pay rent, utilities, things like that.
Yeah.
And that's where the PPP is helpful for us.
Yeah. And I know there's hopeful guidelines that are going to be shifting for places that can't really operate with that 8-week timeline. Well, if you can't bring people back because you can't operate, but I'm only supposed to pay them for 8 weeks, but I'm not, let's say it takes me 2.5 months before I can start again. So hopefully there are some guidelines that are going to be shifted that will maybe give some leniency around when that clock ticks for being able to start using that for payroll. But
really, that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Because for me, I'm paying my people to sit at home.
Exactly. That's what a lot of people said. Yeah.
I would so much rather be able to just bank that money and say, okay, when it's time to bring everybody back, or even start bringing them back, that would be a great time for us to use that money, because that's when we'll need it.
Right.
I don't need it right now.
Right. Right.
You know,
because
and it's, you know, we're gonna be through the 8 weeks on July 11th. Excuse me, June 11th.
June 11th. Right. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's all right. All the months run together right now.
Yeah, I was going to say they do. Yeah. So, I mean, in a business where, again, we said earlier, you're really dependent. You're dependent on travel, corporate, individual travel. When it's not happening, I mean, what you're just kind of waiting it out in a sense, because you know how much you can do, or are you able to venture to other states that are able to travel and do any work there, or what does that look like?
I had to make some very ugly decisions in that first week.
Yeah.
I pulled 90% of my fleet off the road, and they are parked in a secure facility. I stripped the insurance off of them.
Yep.
I stripped the GPS tracking. I mean, I cut everything that I could cut.
Yeah.
To save my monthly expenses.
Yep.
I do have some preferential payment structures.
Okay.
On some of the new vehicles, thanks to Bank of Mom.
Thank you, Mom.
Hey, Bank of Mom's always a great bank.
Yeah, it is.
You know, there's also the Bank of Fred and Tracy.
Yeah.
You know, and right now we're not getting paid.
Right.
But that's beside the point. But it's hard.
Yeah.
You know, because here I am, I'm 1.5 years into owning the company, and I went to my dad and I said, "This is nuts." I said, "You know I have to cut. I said, "What else do I do?" And he says, honey, I've never seen anything like this. None of
Yeah.
us have.
Yeah.
He said, you're going to have to write your own rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been writing my own rules forever.
Yeah, you have.
However, I didn't expect to do it like this. And at this point, I promised all my people, my sole focus is to make sure that you have a stable and strong company to come back to.
Yeah.
I said, I need you guys. I said, rest up. I said, when you come back, we're hitting it hard.
Yeah. We're going to go.
And they've been very loyal.
My hope is for waiting it out and doing what you need to do to be, I think, because everything you said from a business owner standpoint is just being responsible. So you've done the responsible things. My hope is that as people hear these messages, they'll say, okay, now that we're back in it, if we can afford to do so, let's maybe go a little bit the extra mile to help support some of these organizations who have had to make these tough decisions because we didn't have to. And this isn't a knock on people who are eligible for unemployment or whatnot, but you said it yourself. We're not getting paid. You owned the company, so you weren't eligible for unemployment. Doubt you got the stimulus money. Doubt you got some of that stuff coming in, which is fine because it's the reality of there's rewards we get as being the business owner, but also things that we give up. But hopefully this helps to shed the realities of the sacrifices that entrepreneurs and business owners have to make at times when things do get tough and make tough decisions. So good for you for doing that. But so, I mean, what do you see as the future? Do you see any innovation? Do you see anything coming down the pike on safety regulations that you're going to have to follow? If you have, because you run fleets that have, maybe you're traveling with one person, but also big groups of people. So what are those big group travel things going to look like? Do you have any idea what that's going to look like yet?
There's a lot of things in the pipeline and a lot of what ifs.
Yeah.
And our safety standards and our cleaning standards have always been above industry standard. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
We are continuing them. We affectionately call it the Lysol layer. We're adding that.
Yeah.
We are also looking at ionized, I'm going to call it a handheld machine that we can just literally, and in 30 seconds spray a whole vehicle.
Yeah, great.
A motor coach will take about 3 minutes. But
Cool.
we're looking at those options as well. And we want to make sure that whatever we purchase is effective and it does its job.
Yeah.
But we have always been very diligent in our cleaning and sanitation processes. And that's the biggest thing right there is just washing your hands, wiping things down and keeping them sanitary.
Yeah.
But, as far as individuals traveling, we're being more diligent to make sure that a single passenger rides on the passenger side in the rear. We are not allowing passengers to ride up front right now.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got a group of 4 people, okay, you know what? We're going to either put you in a limousine or in a van.
Yeah.
Because in a limousine, you've got the partition that's naturally there. That's going to give a little bit of peace of mind and comfort there.
Mm-hmm.
But we're trying to make sure that our clients have the additional space if they like it or prefer it.
Yeah.
Motor coaches seat up to 56. Right now, we're only putting a maximum of 27 in. So one empty, one full, and it just, so unfortunately, the cost of some of the transportation is going to go up.
Yeah.
Because you're going to need either larger vehicles or more vehicles.
Right.
So, but our clientele that is traveling, and I'm going to say this week, we've noticed an uptick. Okay. Which is a wonderful thing. We're happy.
Yeah.
But we went from 40 to 50 trips a day down to like 3 a week.
Wow.
For perspective. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
So do you see because we're in this, the orders or the outline that has been puts us in these color phases of red, yellow, green. Do you think some of that has to do with some counties starting to go to the yellow? Do you think some of it's just, do you have travel out of state where other states are lifting restrictions faster? Or do you see that you think maybe once the state is at a yellow spot, or at least our surrounding counties, Cumberland, Dauphin, York, get to yellow, that some of that might pick up a little bit more?
More of what we're doing is medical transportation.
Okay.
I've got to go to Baltimore for an eye appointment.
Yep.
I also have some clients that have had enough.
Yeah.
And they're going on vacation.
Yeah.
You know, they're heading to their winter home in Florida.
Yeah.
We have some of our snowbirds that are coming back.
Yeah.
So, you know, we've driven to Florida to pick clients up and bring them home. Some clients have also flown. You're never going to eliminate travel.
Right.
But people they've gotten tired of staying home.
Yeah. True. Well, I think we can all say with confidence, we look forward to the day when the travel capabilities are opened up a little bit more and we can start getting back to that, because that's just good for everything ultimately.
Yes.
But so let's talk. We touched on this before the show of some good things that are going on in our world today, you know, in the midst of all the negativity that's on, that seems to always be pushed out. I like to focus on the positives, the optimistic things that are going on. So I know you already talked about it, so I'll let you tell about it. But give us an example of an organization that, in your opinion, has just gone above and beyond, has stood out, has been innovative during this time here over the last few months.
Well, first you have to go back to my original podcast.
Great plug for going back and listen to the first one. Thank you.
But if you go back to my original one, we had just recently purchased our first motor coach that's 45 feet long. It's a rolling billboard.
Yeah.
And we wanted to gently rebrand and just update our things. And I've been working with Jeff Haas at Haas Printing. He's a great creative mind. We spent about a month just, you know, hammering it out. My motor coach is stunning. Go to our website and look at it. It's uniquelimousine.com.
Awesome.
Anyways, but they had to pivot hard. They have now been doing branded masks, just other branded things to help people just get through this.
Yeah.
A lot of high school seniors that are not having their graduation ceremonies, they're doing yard signs for them so that at least there's some sort of recognition. And he and his company are being very community minded. And that's another thing I like about Jeff. And that's why we work together. Awesome.
Well, we will make sure to give a special shout out to them for doing good in this time and being innovative. Because again, that's a entrepreneurship, but that's also just being a good person, right?
Yeah.
And so, awesome. Thank you for that. Well, thank you again for coming on. And it's hard and sorry that it's under these circumstances, but as you said, you've been writing your own rules and your own script for years, and that will continue. So I look forward to seeing how you're going to emerge from this, because I know it's going to be great. So, but thank you again for being willing to share. And you already mentioned it, but for people who, as travel, they start feeling comfortable again, start wanting to get engaged with travel again, and are looking for outlet to be able to do that, what's the best way for them to learn about your organization?
You can go to our website, which is uniquelimousine.com. You can give us a call at 717-233-4431. And once these crazy restrictions get lifted, stop in and visit. We can sit 6 feet apart. And if you want, we can have espresso martinis.
Now you're talking. Now you are talking.
I'll have them lined up.
Yeah, perfect. I'll be there. I'll be there today.
Sounds good.
Well, thank you so much. And again, everybody at home, when you're ready, when things are, or you feel more comfortable, be sure to check them out. We've used Unique Limousine. They are fantastic. They don't have, and I'll say corrected about this. They don't have drivers. They have chauffeurs. They have, I'll call them travel butlers, in a way of getting you to your destination with as much professionalism and comfort as possible. So when it's time to travel, check these folks out. They're doing a great job. Help support our Central PA based businesses when things get back to normal. Be sure to, again, check out our website, our Facebook page, wherever you can get these podcasts to stay up to date on all these interviews. And we'll see you next week on our next episode of the Central PA Shrimp Tank.
I've been feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.